Hey, you guys, it's Megan from Create Your Future, and today we have Dani with us. Hey, Dani, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, thanks.
Dani, that's awesome. Dani is a coach here at Create Your Future, and she is getting amazing results. In fact, today she's going to share a success story. So before I jump into this video, as she tells you a story, go ahead in the description below and check out her links for coaching because she is getting a lot of amazing results. And she's going to share with you guys today an amazing success story from one of her clients who was able to manifest her specific person as well as money. And Dani's going to go over how she did that by changing the story and the meaning of what you want into what you want to create, as well as feeling good enough for your specific person and anything you want to manifest, and also seeing your specific person as someone who wants to be with you, okay, and wants to give you what you want, because that's so key. And she's going to wrap it up with some intentions. So I am so excited for you to share this with everybody because this is a great success story. So go ahead, Dani, take it away.
Okay, thanks, Megan. So hello, everyone. Right, so as Megan said, right, I'm super happy because a lot of my clients have been seeing movement with their specific people, SP, especially in terms of communication, right? Some of them were in no contact, some of them were getting inconsistent contact, and some had hot and cold behavior. But I'm so happy to see you guys take your power back and getting what you deserve, right? So the success story that I have today goes like this. Hello, this is for Dani. And I just want to thank her for coaching me and being able to see movement in just 2 weeks. My full manifestation has not manifested into the 3D yet, but I know it is on its way. I have been experiencing the bridge of incidents where I was purging a lot of my negative thoughts and seeing things turn around immediately. My specific person and I have been dating for almost 2 years casually. About a year ago, when I thought we were almost over, I discovered law of attraction and since then have been dealing with hot and cold behavior. Since March up until recently, just cold behavior. I knew it was time for coaching. Dani gave me amazing affirmations and intentions to do day and night. A week after coaching, things began to get interesting. Negative things began to happen, like my identity being stolen, but I didn't react to them. I just intended that everything would work out, and it did. I got all my money back that was stolen. With my SP, yeah, really awesome.
Yeah.
With my SP, I asked for us to go out this weekend, and he tried to ignore the question because he would be out of town. When I confronted him on why he was ignoring the question, he said he didn't want to hurt me. My brain wanted to think third party, and I shut down that thought immediately. I addressed him about ignoring me, but decided I don't know why he's going out and will not assume. I began affirming that no one compares to me. He only has eyes for me. He treasures me. I am worthy of everything I desire. I scripted it too. I began to visualize him telling me everything I want to hear. This had been hard for a year because my visualizations almost always had me trying to convince him to love me. Not this time. I haven't since. That same day, something shifted. We began talking all day like we used to. We even planned 2 dates this month. I can't wait to give an update on my progress. Thank you so much, Dani. See you in a month.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. That's so great.
Yeah. So the important thing she did here was when her SP said he didn't respond because he didn't want to hurt her feelings because he was going to see someone. He didn't say specifically who it was, right? But she almost went down that road of, oh, he's probably seeing a third party, seeing another girl. She caught herself and revised the meaning of it straight away. And she made it mean that he was just seeing a family member. And she immediately intended that he would give her what she wanted straight away, that he would reply to her instantly next time. You know, which was one of the things we talked about. You know, whenever you see something that you don't like in 3D, whenever your SP does something that you don't want, always give them a positive excuse, right? Never make it something personal. Never make it mean that it's not working, and never make it mean that, you know, you're not good enough or that it's because of you. say something like, oh, he's busy, he's just meeting a family member, he still wants to see me, he still wants to be with me, right? And he's going to give me what I want straight away, right? So yeah.
Yeah, that's so key.
Yeah, and also it's important to have a strong foundation of feeling good enough for what you want with your SP, and also seeing your SP as someone that wants exactly what you want and wants to give you what you want. Because oftentimes when we're affirming a lot for what we want our SP to do, right, but we don't see movement or we get hot and cold behavior, it's usually because we may not fully believe yet that we are inherently worthy of what we want with our SP, or we still think our SP has free will and doesn't want the same things that we do and doesn't want to give us what we want, right? So if we have a strong foundation of feeling good enough for our SP, right, our specific person, and seeing your specific person as wanting to give you what you want, then that would make manifesting them a lot easier and a lot more efficient, Yeah.
I agree with that so much, because it just changes the energy. Because otherwise it's like, I would say, I agree with you, I say that to clients too, because otherwise it's like you're almost like demanding, do this, do this, do this. That's kind of what people feel like when they're doing their intentions. But it's a game changer when you start thinking, no, they want to give this to you. They are this person. Plus you're seeing them in the best light, to say that someone wants to give it to you. Plus you're seeing yourself in the best light, because otherwise you're kind of saying, well, I'm chopped liver, I don't really even deserve a text message, and actually we do deserve all that. And just changing that and seeing somebody wanting to give that to you is such a game changer.
Exactly. It was a huge, game changer for me. And we're just trying to reprogram our subconscious mind to believe that, our love life doesn't have to be like this difficult thing, right? Something that's dramatic or chaotic, or bad things have to happen. It can be easy, right? So we're just changing how we see things. We're seeing love as something that we're inherently worthy of. That is our birthright, right? So getting something like a text message, it should just be a given to us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're not asking your SP to give you $2 million, and they might want to do that too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you want either. But yeah, just, changing that into it, seeing you as somebody that you're not asking for too much. Because I sometimes think people feel like they're just, needy, but there's nothing needy about wanting communication with your specific person at all. There's nothing, because you are worthy of that.
Yeah, you're inherently worthy of that, right? Because I used to look at people who seemed like they had it all together, right? In their relationships, like everything seems to be going so smoothly for them, right? And like I was just wondering, like, okay, how did they even get? Like I'm still manifesting a text back. Like, how did they, get into a committed relationship and like celebrate their 1-year anniversary and like meet the parents and whatever, right? It all seems so easy for them, right? So, I learned to observe, how they speak, how they think about their partners, right? And I started to pick up like how they, how they spoke to themselves. So, I realized that, well, they just feel like things like these, they're just something natural in their daily life, right? Something that's like a given to them. That's like a promise already, like something you shouldn't have to worry about, Yeah.
Yeah,
I that from them.
Yeah, that's a really great way. That's a really good perspective or turn of how to like think about things. Is I always say the same thing. I think that's really important, because sometimes what we do as human beings is we research things or look at things, but it seems like we're always going, like even if we're not feeling well, go on WebMD and all of a sudden you get these ideas in your head and all these negative things, that's going wrong. But I think you could do the same thing, and that could really help you with manifesting, meaning do the opposite. Don't go for the negative and research the negative stuff, but look up the positive things. If you want that positive relationship, that great relationship, go research that or look that up, or look at a movie or read a book or something, or look at people that you know and use that as an example, because that can manifest. And instead of going down that negative spiral of the negative things, that our mind wants to habitually go that way, train it and research something else, and that's going to manifest naturally as well.
Right, exactly. And yeah, so never, like, even with health, like don't ever Google your symptoms, you know, because you're always going to see what you don't want to see.
You think you have 20 things you think you have wrong with you.
Right. And also, to go off topic a bit, well, actually not really, because we were going to talk about money.
Yeah.
So this client was also manifesting more clients and more money, because she's a businesswoman. That, you know, she was affirming for more money, but then suddenly her identity got stolen, right? Or her bank card got stolen or something like that. And you know, she was about to react, but she didn't. She caught herself straight away. She reassured herself that everything she was experiencing in 3D was leading her to her desires. And then she affirmed that next time the bridge of events is pleasant and nothing crazy has to happen in order for her to manifest her desires, right? Because that's what I talked to her about as well. Like, you know, like, you don't have to say, okay, the purging process is so difficult or so scary, right? You can just, like, you just have to acknowledge, okay, this is something I don't like, I don't want to experience, right? I intend, and then intend straight away that, you know, manifesting, the manifesting process is easy and simple, and the bridge of events is very pleasant, right?
Oh, that's really key. I like those. And I was going to say, I actually wrote that down when you're telling that. I think it's really great how you directed her, because, and she was able to do it the minute to minute. And I think that's also what's really important, because with the money and her specific person, when things were looking like they were going downhill, she turned that around into, maybe she didn't use this exact intention, but most of us kind of have that habitual way of thinking, oh, here we go again, things don't work out for me, you know, that victim mentality, which we're taught. And I mean, that's just, it's just our ego protecting ourselves. So I'm not like berating anybody for that, but it's in those minute to minute things of changing into, you know what, everything is working out for me. And I love that, because she maybe didn't use that exact affirmation, but what she did in that minute to minute, you know, it's not about saying your affirmations like, you know, one time in the morning, one time at night, if you're going to react to things throughout the day. So when, you know, her identity was stolen, or a specific person said something she didn't like, what she did, instead of going down that spiral of events, which we're used to doing when her brain, she stopped herself and she saw the choice, and she decided to change it into what she wanted to affirm to see. And that is the key right there. So it sounds like you really, really were able to help her identify her blocks and help her do that, so she's able to do that on her own, you know. And that's so key and so important, because you're right, you know what I mean? Like, it can't just be like, okay, I did my affirmation one time, but then something bad shows up and be like, God, nothing works out for me. No, this is happening, this is still working out for me, I'm getting what I want.
Right, exactly. And oftentimes, you know, sometimes when we start seeing movement in 3D and we start enjoying 3D, we're like, oh, this is great, like my intentions are finally coming through, right? And then suddenly things seem to be going backwards, or things seem to go stagnant, right? When this happens, right, you just, you don't want to say, okay, well, I was doing everything correctly, now there's no movement, right? What you want to do is you want to go within straight away and keep doing your mental diet, right? Keep intending. You have to make your inner world the consistent place. You have to make it consistent within first, and then things are going to be consistent in 3D, right? So it does require some discipline on your part. You just have to keep going back within and keep being consistent within. Yeah, and then things are going to be consistent on the outside. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And it's those times when you're feeling anxious or upset or things aren't going well, and being like, okay, I see, stop. I'm going to make these choices and affirm what I want, you know. And that is, you're right, that's where the discipline and diligence comes in. Yeah,
exactly. And yeah, so you know, this client, she did end up manifesting all her money back in magical ways, and she manifested more clients randomly too. You know, she was helping her sister with some stuff, and then suddenly her neighbor asked her, hey, do you do lashes? Because she does lashes, and she was like, yeah, I do lashes. And then it was like, you know, do you have any slots today? And she was like, no, but not today, but I do tomorrow. So she did, you know, she did her lashes the next day, you know. So it was like super random, you know. You don't just meet someone in the street and, you know, have them ask you, you know, do you, you know,
right.
Affirming for clients, that doesn't just happen. So yeah, so things can happen very randomly, very magically.
Right, and that's why you never have to really figure out how. It's just like you put your intention out there, stay on your intention, unwavering, and it's going to come back to you in ways that you can't even figure out.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so now I guess intentions.
Yeah, definitely share the intentions. So guys, right now, if you haven't have your handy dandy notebook out, go ahead and get that out and write these down or pause the video or whatever you need to do, because these seem to be magic because she got a lot of things. So go ahead, Dani.
Thank you. Yeah, so right, so I whenever someone wants to manifest an SP, right, I always recommend them to do 3 types of intentions, right? So there are 3 categories. So the first type of intentions or affirmations is for your confidence in manifesting, right? So your confidence as a powerful creator, as a conscious creator, right? So like affirmations like, I am good at manifesting. I do know what I'm doing. I'm always doing everything correctly. Everyone is me pushed out. I am the only one with free will. I know that this is working, and I'm always seeing movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not seeing movement in 3D, you have to keep saying that you are always seeing movement. Okay. And then the second type of intentions and affirmations is, you know, anything that makes you feel in control of your love life. Okay. So you know, or your confidence in romantic relationships. So affirming things like, I am good enough for what I want with my specific person. I am the only one for my specific person. Manifesting my specific person is easy and effortless. I always get what I want with them. I am good at relationships. My relationships are always perfect. My relationships are always blissful. Okay, manifesting consistency and communication is easy for me. And then the third type of intentions and affirmations is for how your SP is towards you, right? Your specific person, how they are towards you, right? And seeing them as someone that wants what you want, that wants to give you what you want, right? So my specific person wants to give me what I want. My specific person wants to be consistent with me. My SP wants to communicate with me. I'm so happy and grateful that my SP replies to me quickly. I'm so happy and grateful that my SP is always spending time with me. My SP is always pursuing me. My SP verbally expresses his or her love for me. My SP is always spoiling me with love and affection.
Mm-hmm. I like those. Those are really great. And I like how you broke them into different categories, because sometimes people need that direction or organization. And also those are great because sometimes you can't even come, if you're, like you said, if you feel like you're not worthy of even a text message, sometimes it's hard to come up with all these other thought processes to even know that you're worthy of it. So those are really powerful intentions and affirmations. So thank you so much for sharing those.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. I love that success story. That's awesome. And again, you guys, Dani is available for coaching, and she's getting amazing results, and her schedule's filling up very quickly. So her description is in the link below. So check it out for sure. And thank you, Dani, so much for coming on here to share that amazing success story.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.